No, it's very, very important. I mean, so the economy clearly needs continued higher levels of fiscal support. The question then is, how do you target and allocate these elevated levels of fiscal support in a way that delivers benefits for the future? And one of the significant challenges that we have as a global community is on how we can get to global net zero by 2050. And using the fiscal stimulus that is going to be deployed necessarily into the economies anyway for good by investing in the infrastructure and all of the means to bring down emissions across Europe and across the rest of the world. I mean, that's a very good way of investing those funds. I mean, in many ways, the pandemic and the necessary fiscal response to it has generated that opportunity for us to do this so that we can genuinely have a stronger, cleaner, greener, more sustained and sustainable recovery moving forward.
Do you think the EU could be like the poster child in that whole greening of economies? Because sometimes I have the feeling, if you talk to policymakers, they think that could be like the new export thing from Europe.
Well, look, I mean, from where I sit, I want countries all around the world to be poster childs when it comes to ambitious and effective action on climate change. I mean, Europe is making a magnificent effort, no question. But, we need countries all around the world to do their best and to make a proportionate positive contribution to reducing emissions so we can meet our global net zero emissions target by 2050. But in the end, different parts of the world have different starting positions, have different circumstances, have different opportunities to make their best contribution. And we've got to bring all of these contributions together with everyone making a proportionate, meaningful contribution. And, in the end, this is something that can only be solved by a genuine global effort. I mean, like the virus, which doesn't stop at countries' borders, emissions don't stop at anyone's borders. And so the only way we're going to solve this is if countries all around the world, Europe and the rest of the world, make their best contribution.
Do you think that new carbon import tax from Europe is a good idea?
Well, look, I mean, these are conversations that we'll have in the weeks and months to come, no doubt. I mean, I'm on the record as saying it'd be much preferable if every country around the world made its proportionate contribution to getting to the global net zero objective by 2050 at the latest, and that wasn't necessary because in the end, and I think that's rightly recognized, I mean, any type of tariff does create other issues and other complexities, and so it is something that we should only really consider as a last resort. And if we do have to go down that path, we're going to have a globally coordinated way to properly recognize each other's efforts. Like different jurisdictions, there's got to be an objective basis for different jurisdictions to be able to compare on an equivalent and objectively comparable basis each other's efforts towards the overall emissions reduction objective on the basis of different policy mixes.